It was interesting to me the fact that the men have a dagger or a knife, a weapon that was wielded against these girls and women to kill them and to hurt them. And to me, it was very interesting, the position of the dagger full with blood, because it's sort of like where the penis is. And I like to think of the idea of this sculpture become a teaching moment, because in general society, a lot of times we see sexual violence against women specifically, but also obviously against boys and men. But we see this sexual violence as something related to love or attraction or romance, and it has nothing to do with it. Sexual violence is violence, it's a crime, and it should be given that status always. It cannot be, I wasn't even attracted, she wasn't even my type. That cannot be an explanation for this, because to me, sexual violence should be, it is like punching somebody, killing somebody, stabbing somebody, shooting somebody. That is sexual violence in the same way. And so I thought that it was very interesting that she not only placed men with their names on them, which signifies, obviously, it wasn't these 4 guys that are like serial killers and they're like doing this, but it's interesting that in this piece, we see the identification of the perpetrators, right? But then it's interesting, we juxtapose it with the girls who are seen faceless, and they're seen with their hands empty, or they're giving them all, but it's interesting that we're seeing identity for the perpetrators, but not for the victims. And I would like to see it reversed, that we talk more about the victims and we know their names. And I think that it's interesting that she placed them in a Russian roulette that she called the Roulette of Death. So it's very interesting. And then a part of it is that they're in this Russian roulette, and you and I as the viewer must take charge of this and make sure that we understand what their identity is, so that they're no longer in that wheel of death. You know, so that we can always remember them through the tree of life as opposed to only through the tree of death.